What up?
Get off
What
the
up?
book.
Hey, what's up? This is Quentin on tonight's episode. We got Quentin out in OK City. So, Quentin, tonight we want to talk about who you are, what you've been wanting to do since, or what'd you say, middle school, high school time?
Right.
Well, pretty much as long as we've known you. uh,
Right.
so, so tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, I was born and raised in Michigan. Um, Pretty much went to Bangor my whole entire career, from kindergarten all the way to graduation. Went to Southwestern Michigan College over in DeWijack, Michigan,
Oh yeah, I
and
remember
then
that.
almost came down to Bethel, Kansas to play college ball, but decided to hang the cleats up and be a dad. So
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, it's cool, that that happened with for you, and it's a lifestyle that a lot of us kind of prepare ourselves for, but then when it actually happens, it's like, whoa. Especially,
right.
being a dad, it's one of those, feelings that you're like proud of, you know, and
Yeah.
so it's pretty cool. But so tell us, what got you into acting? What was, where did that come from?
Honestly, I've always wanted to be an actor or work in the film industry in some type of way. Growing up, I
Mhm.
watched a lot of TV, watched a lot of cartoons, and
Oh yeah.
just just kind of growing up, my mindset was kind of really big on like, hey, I want to do that one day, or hey, can I be that kid on the show, or why can't I be the next so and so? And doing broadcast journalism back in high school, and
Yeah.
even doing short skits and things like that for you. Just getting in front of the camera, building myself, building my character,
Right.
just what it takes and everything, and then just really becoming a high piece of the broadcast journalism class. I
Yeah.
feel like overall that brought my attention more to the film industry, more into how films are made, how they're produced,
Yeah.
written, acted out, and then overall just figured out it was time to make that dream a reality.
I mean, that's pretty much the way to do it because it's like I remember when we were kids, reenacting movies after we watched one and going upstairs and just acting like we were playing Jaws. And but I think Stevie was the one that was always Jaws from now that I think about it. He was the shark. But I think that's what how it happened. But um the thing is like I mean we tried to do some stuff back in the day when you were still living over here and I've always thought, you know what? Because every time I wrote something, I honestly there was a lot of times where I pictured you as the role, you or a couple, like Jordan Newhouse, because I knew he's been wanting to do stuff like that for a while too. But I don't know about now. He did ask to be on the show a while, like before. It was about the same time Noah asked me about it, and I just seem or have that mentality of picturing what I'm going to do, how I want to do it. And so with you, what was your what was your thoughts of when you started actually doing it and you know getting these roles? Because I know you were on a ESPN, uh, what was it, Pizza Hut one or what was it again?
Yeah, piece
Yep,
of commercial. And
yep.
then my most previous project was on Paramount Plus, Tulsa King,
Oh,
starring
yep.
Sylvester.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was going to mention that one too. Which that was cool. I haven't had a chance to watch it because my Paramount thing got canceled, so I got to renew it. But I saw the link that you posted, so I tried to click on it, and it obviously was telling me to sign in. But I did see the previews of it. I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but that's cool, man. And that's, I mean, to even get that far is an accomplishment, and
Yeah.
even if it's a behind the scenes role or you just walk past in the background, that's still making it, no matter how you look at it. And so, what do you think about like what was that experience like actually?
Honestly, it was breathtaking. I mean, just feeling how important it was for us to be there. I mean, the
Hmm.
PAs, as they were going through the scenes, behind the scenes, telling us, hey, this is when the camera's rolling, this is when your action's called, or
Hmm.
hey, this is when this scene's gonna take place, this is what's happening in that scene. It just overall gave me that mindset I've been wanting to understand, the behind the
Right,
scenes aspect of how films are made, how TV shows are produced,
right,
and overall just kind of learning that aspect, and then also just seeing how important it was for us. I mean,
yeah,
a lot of people look back at background actors and they're like, "Oh, you're just a background actor." I'm like, "Well, think about it like this.
yeah,
If you were seen sitting at a diner or a restaurant or something,
hmm,
and there's nobody in the scene besides you two, will that scene have as much purpose as if you have other patrons, waiters,
exactly,
cooks, cars driving by? It's like you bring that scene to life just as much as the main focus on the camera. So
exactly.
just knowing that, just me being a speck at the bottom of the screen for about 3 seconds and then being a blur shoulder in between the dialogue between character A and character B, and
Yep,
I'm back here like this.
yep,
Overall,
exactly.
I mean, that that just, hey, that's me.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I don't always got to be in the background forever.
Right.
My mindset is to go from the background to the foreground
Oh
at
yeah,
some
for
point.
sure. No, I agree, and I think you can do it. I believe that you can do something like that because your heart's into it. You want to. You're See, that's the thing is I always thought that you were one that wasn't going to give up on that. You know, maybe you went in a different direction a couple times, but it ended up in the same direction you came from. You know, and so I thought like that too. Like I always thought like, oh well, maybe I can do like these short little movies and just have like because you can't complete a movie like you just said with the missing pieces. You know, and so you have to have anything that goes along with that movie in the right spot because then it's going to look stupid. It's going to
Right.
look weird to the viewer. Um, so on that set, now here's a question I wanted to ask you because you watch bloopers and stuff like that, and was there any of that you think if that you noticed, like where you notice, oh they stopped, oh they stopped.
No, no. Surprisingly, um, the actors, the background extras,
Yep.
and just the whole overall um set and production was honestly just crisp.
Mm,
Like they
good.
shot that scene, multiple times, but they shot it in just different angles. They shot it this
Oh
way,
yeah.
and they're like, okay, they're like, all right, let's try it this direction. They shot it again,
Yeah.
and then they were like, okay, let's, from the top. And it's crazy because out of there was probably about 20 of us that were all in this scene at once, and then they moved my character to go sit outside at one of the tables,
Hmm.
and I was sitting there, and then all of a sudden it was like all of a sudden I seen like 20 people leaving the diner. So
Mm,
I was just kind of sitting there like, why is everyone leaving?
yeah.
All of a sudden I heard cameras rolling, and I realized I was the only one left in the scene.
Oh
So it
nice.
was like, all
That's
of those
cool.
people, I managed to be the one who got to stay in the scene. So that part
Nice.
right there was pretty awesome. But just overall seeing how professional they were and
Yeah.
everything like that. And shoot, by the end of the night, everybody knew who Q was.
Yeah.
They
That's
were,
good.
hey, we need Q back to a spot. We need Q back to Q
Yeah.
back to us. and everybody's cute, cute,
Yeah,
you know,
that's
we
cool.
run there, and by the end of the day, I'm like, hey, man, as long as I left a lasting impression, that's all that mattered to me. Like,
Yeah,
hey, if you knew my name by the end of the day, that tells me I either one did my job, or two, I want you to remember who I am.
yeah, for sure. That's exactly how you want to end the day. It was like I go to work, I tell people, hey, I got like so and so amount of views, and they're like, oh, that's really good, that's cool, that's good job, and it's like I feel like, I mean, honestly, like I do this show because it's fun, and acting's fun. I mean, I've never personally done it like you, but um, I like to be the one behind the scenes. I like to be the one to say, you know what? No, I didn't like the way that looked. Let's do it again. You know, I'm the writer. I like to write scripts. Basically, I'm the one that is ba pretty much a director. It's that's who I am. I'm not one to be
Oh,
on screen. I like doing this part because I'm comfortable with it and I don't have to remember lines.
yeah.
So, but other than that, it's fun to do things like this and be in the entertainment part of the business. But with you, I have to ask this because I'm pretty sure people were wondering. Now, was Sylvester Stallone in that scene?
So he wasn't in that scene, which
Okay.
I wish he was. It
Yeah.
would have been cool to kind of know that, hey, I'm in the scene where Sylvester Stallone
You
is the
were
main
slick
guy.
by Rocky. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't in that scene, but
Hmm.
just to not give any spoilers away, to get any dialogue
Oh,
though.
right.
But
Yeah, you can't say
but
that. Yeah.
but in that scene, overall, it definitely sets up some real good. It definitely setting up some real good story parts for this series, and
Yeah. I
I
heard it.
think
I heard it was a good
that
one.
is. Oh, say it again.
I heard that it was going to be a good show. I've seen a lot of previews of it. It looks
Oh,
really
it's
interesting.
gotten really good to the point where they've already renewed it for a second season, and
Oh,
it's
nice.
only
That's
been
awesome.
6 episodes out.
Cool. Yeah, for sure. Because that's pretty much that's like Sylvester Stallone. Obviously, everybody knows him as Rocky. You know, what was that movie? The Incredibles was it? Or no, not Incredibles. What is that called?
Expendables.
What was it?
The Expendables.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. I couldn't remember. He wasn't even in that cartoon. But he was known for that. Obviously he was known for Rambo and things like that. But it's like he's one of the ones where if you have him in a movie or a TV show, people are gonna watch it. And
Yeah.
so, tell me what you think about is like your career. What's your goals? Where you want to take it.
Okay. So honestly, I watch a lot of TV. I'm always on Netflix, Hulu,
Hmm.
Paramount. I'm on it basically every streaming service, but I always wanted to be on one of the originals. So I don't care what streaming service it is, but if you have an original show that just breaks barriers and people like Stranger Things, like people are always loving
Oh
Stranger
yeah.
Things, Kai and stuff like that. I want to
Hmm.
be the next actor that you see
Right.
start me up in a series
Hmm.
that people are like, oh, I binge watched so and so. It had Q Johnson in it, and I went to school with that guy, or I
Yeah.
played sports
Exactly.
with that guy. I want to be able to start off something so little, but have such a big impact in the world, And
Yeah.
honestly,
Exactly.
my biggest goal is to join Marvel. I would love to. I would love nothing more than to play or DC, just a superhero. I would love to break through into a superhero franchise and play a character.
Yeah, that would be awesome, man. I mean, that's a good goal. Those are plenty of goals, actually. You know, it's been I mean, like you told me before, and when you lived here, it was, you've always wanted to be, like you said earlier, in front of the screen. I mean, the
Mhm.
camera, and it's like, I mean, you proved a lot of people that you can do it. I mean, even if it was small roles, even if it was like that pizza one, you were standing in. What were you holding? Was it
I
a
was
sign
holding
or
a
something like that?
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
sign. So it was almost like a car. It was like a cardboard pizza, like a fire
Yeah,
oven
that's what it was.
pizza statue.
Yeah, I remember that now.
With a
Yeah,
pizza use and going, yeah,
yeah,
like college football fan. I'm just in the
yeah.
background. And then my most recent commercial I was in was feed. It was the Feed the Children holiday campaign. And
Oh,
even
yeah,
though you face,
yeah.
you see my upper body, and the purpose of the scene is I'm having a rooftop date, and I'm on top of a building, having a rooftop date in Oklahoma City,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm standing there with my date, and she's looking into my eyes. We're looking, smiling at each other, but you see the back of my head, but you see shoulder up, head. You see me. I'm the focal point, and
Nice.
then it gets into the positive message of
Yeah,
what the Feed the Children campaign's about. But
yeah,
just I'm starting off small. Starting off as a
yeah.
small character in the background holding a sign. Now I'm a main character at the focal point of the start of a commercial, and so slowly but surely the smaller the projects are kind of leading towards a
To
bigger
bigger
payoff
ones.
eventually. So
Exactly. See, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all, because that's where most people start. Is I remember I was watching a thing about Matt LeBlanc, the one that played Joey on Friends. He was in Dr. Pepper commercials back in the 80s, and uh, I don't even remember. I mean, when I saw the commercial, like on YouTube, I didn't even recognize that was him at first when I saw it. And it's like,
okay.
that's where he started out, was those type of commercials.
Oh yeah. I'm saying there's a lot, like I look at like people like Jay Reeves. I don't know if you know who the actor is.
What is
I've
he?
noticed him back watching Nickelodeon. I've seen him as an extra in the background of iCarly, just as a background
Oh, yeah.
character, not even, just somebody that you wouldn't even recognize.
Right.
And then I see him on American as a sub character. In the first season, he played Sean, and
Mm,
one of Spencer's friends. And just seeing him in that role, I was like, okay, I've seen this guy before. And then
yeah.
he's also in the Dr. Pepper commercials where they're doing, the Portal commercials. He's in there. And then I don't know if you heard of Safety, that movie that came out on Disney Plus about a year and a half ago.
What
And
was it
now he
called?
was the main actor in that movie. And it's like I seen you as an extra in iCarly, as
Oh,
this
yeah. I
dude
know who you're talking about.
Pepper
Yeah.
commercial. I seen you
Yeah.
in All American, and now you are the lead guy in this movie.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
know who
just
you're
telling
talking
me
about.
that,
Yeah,
hey,
that's,
it doesn't matter where you start. It's all about how you finish or where you finish.
yeah, exactly.
So
It's basically you keep that drive, to become what you want to become and do whatever you want to do, because there's been, like, I actually got a script that I'm writing right now that is I think would be a pretty good role for you. And remember, I think I told you about it, that I started
mhm.
writing and I said,
It's
dude, I
hard to
was
hear
actually,
you.
huh? Say that again?
Uh-uh. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. It's
So
like the audio is kind of cutting in and out, but
I think
like
it's
I can
because
hear
I'm
you
so
a little
close.
bit, and then it's like fading on.
But yeah, I think it's like a lot of things that I write, I honestly think of
Oh,
like
okay.
local people. And so that one that I'm writing now, I think I told you before about it.
Gotcha.
So that was just a role that I thought would be good for you, because it's, the type of person
Yeah.
that it is.
Hold on.
But yeah,
All right.
so is there anything that you feel that would, benefit you? Like, do you go to like anything
Okay.
that's in the
Hold
area?
on just a second, Ben.
Oh, you're fine.
Let me. All right. Hold on.
All right, can you hear me?
Okay.
All right, can you hear me? Can you hear
Okay, I
me?
can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me? All
Oh,
right. Okay, so tell us what your, before we get off here, I think it might be a technical difficulties here, but it's okay.
You said what is?
What your next goals are, be what what you want to
Okay.
finish up.
Honestly, my next goals is either shoot a movie that I wrote myself, or even
Mhm.
just a short film, just kind of see how the production side works of it, but
Yeah,
also just to kind of keep trying to get myself out there. Honestly, I'm trying to find a breakout role. Personally, I'm trying to find that role that just sets my name you know to the stars. I'm trying to find that role where they're like, hey, I like that guy. That guy knows what he's doing, or
yeah,
that guy would be perfect in this, and
right.
just kind of really get myself out there to branch out.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good way to go because, like I was saying, I don't know if you heard me before, but the script that I'm writing actually pictured you playing that role. You were the one of the ones, you and Jordan, that plays those roles that I'm writing.
No,
So when I'm done with
right.
it, I'll send you a copy of it.
I bet. I'd love to do a comedy movie, something where it gets people laughing and things like that. Like a lot of the things I write are horror movies,
Yeah,
and it's hard to do a horror movie because you got to get visuals, special effects, the makeup, that aspect. But I'd love to be in like a comedy, something where you don't need effects or anything. You just need personality, charisma,
yeah,
character. And I feel like I have such a good array of friends that are funny that we could really build a crazy funny movie, but we just need that
yeah,
you
for
know
sure.
that chance, that script, that synopsis
Yep,
that tells us like, hey, this is what happens. Go out there and be yourself.
oh
Bring
yeah,
this script to life.
for sure. Because the one that I'm writing right now is it's a horror movie, and so it's kind of I'll message you what it's about, but
Okay.
it's based in Michigan, but it can be based anywhere. But it's a really good one when it comes to like, because I'm old school when it comes to horror
Okay.
movies, because I don't like the CGI stuff. I like to use the original. Like, have you seen the movie
Okay. Oh,
Evil Dead?
sounds like my wife's trying to bust through the
Oh, you're
door.
fine. You've seen the movie Evil Dead, right?
Evil Dead.
Like the original one.
I'm not sure, to be honest. It sounds familiar, but I can't put the visual in my head.
Well, if you ever check it out, if you ever get a chance, check it out. It's an old movie. It's from the 80s. Stars Bruce. Dang, I forgot what his last name was. Bruce Campbell. Um, he's in that newer version of it called Ash or something like that.
Okay.
So it's basically the prequels to those movies, those TV shows. And so Army of Darkness is another one that was based off of the Evil Dead movies. But
Okay.
if you ever get a chance to watch that, it's actually really old school,
Okay.
very,
I'll definitely have to check it out.
yeah, it's really, that's the stuff I like to do because those were creepy at the time.
Oh yeah.
But um, definitely something to think about is if you're going to write your own script, because me personally, I like to picture what I'm writing as the scene goes along so that I put it into detail so I know what to film. And it's more of a,
Yeah. So like for me, when I'm doing scripts, it's like I try to visualize. Like I feel like it's harder for me to create a character
yeah,
without using like a friend or somebody else as that focal point, because it's like I never know who I would have acting in that scene or as
yeah,
that character. So it's like trying to build a character is so much harder. So it's like you almost base a character off of, you
yeah,
know, that person right here because you know who that person is. But then you got to find an actor who's got the same characteristics or same personality just to try to fit it versus just saying, hey, this is what this character's like. And then that's what I feel like the issue I have when it comes to writing a script
yeah,
is trying to figure out who can I visualize playing that character.
yeah. Because basically what I do is I'll create a character and then create their mood, create who they are, like what type of person they are, and then put friends in with it, mix it up a bit, and then
Okay.
you definitely got to put an age on whoever every
Yeah.
character, um, a race, so that way you're the person reading that script that's gonna film it for you
Yeah.
knows what you were thinking about, and so but most of the time I'm gonna do my own thing, like you said,
Yeah.
write one and film it myself, um,
Oh yeah.
because that's just the only way that I feel comfortable with it.
Oh yeah.
Um, so the thing too is like the best thing to probably do. Obviously,
Yeah.
when you write your scenes, you have to create an environment. And for example,
Yeah.
a school scene in the classroom, teachers reading, the students not paying attention, things like that. So
Yeah. I try to think more of about it.
yeah, exactly. Because I mean, yeah, scripts are hard as heck to make.
Oh yeah. It
I
takes
mean,
time.
yeah, oh yeah, heck yeah. It took me almost probably a year and a half to finish my first one.
Yeah.
So, and then once you do it, you get used to it. You can finish them in less than 3 months, if you have that time to do it. But um, I remember a reading. I think it took. You've heard of the movie Jackie Brown?
Mhm.
That's okay. I think Quentin Tarantino said in an interview that took him like 6 months to write, but I could be wrong. I think it might have been 4 or 5, something like that. But they're not easy. Definitely, they are because even like when you're writing, like you're halfway done and then you're looking back at it and you're like,
Oh,
I
say it
should
again.
change.
It's the audio's cutting out again.
Oh, sorry. So if you're writing something, you like you're halfway through and you're like, dang, I should change that, and then you have to rewrite it.
Mhm.
That's the hard part too.
Yeah. I feel like I've been writing a horror film for like a short film for probably 3 or 4 years now, and it's almost like I have a script complete,
Hmm.
and then I don't have the script complete because
Right.
every time I think about it, I think of different aspects of the scene, how, and then I put it into reality. Like, okay, how do I make the scene look real
Yeah.
without having all the fancy software to make the CGI, or just
Right.
how can I make this scene look as real as it looks in my head?
Right. Oh yeah, I think that too. I think that a lot where basically I have to picture like how I wrote it. I mean, I said that backwards. I have to write it how I pictured it. But I mean, it's almost you almost have to do that so that you have all the detail to do it.
Right.
So, so we got about 2 minutes left. Is there anything that you want to throw in there before we call it a night?
Um, if anybody's out there watching and you got any aspirations, any goals,
Mhm.
if you're a writer and you got any films that you need an actor for, I'm your guy. Just get at me.
Yep.
Um, overall, I hope that I can make my way to Michigan again and hopefully join some big projects with that.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Because like I said, I got some, actually almost two. I'm started my second script, which hopefully I'll be done before at least February, and then have it ready to hopefully film by at least spring or summer, and then hopefully you'll be up here, and then we can do something,
And we're
do a
talking
project.
of next year, 2024 or 2023.
2023.
Okay.
Okay, because
I can.
the first one I wrote, that's the one I want to film. The second one is the one that will probably be 2024. Because it's almost
Well,
basically like the sequel to the one I just wrote.
okay, well,
It goes
hey,
off, yeah. So,
send this trip my way so I can check it out and get my character ready.
oh yeah, I'll send it to you. That way, because it's like I picture, like I said, I pictured you and Jordan, at least two of the characters, maybe Antonio, because I know he was in that one that we did at Stacy's backyard.
Yeah.
Who was oh, I was gonna ask you because you were there. Who's the one that broke their arm? Wasn't that the other
Um,
Noah? Because I asked Noah Caldwell, and he said he don't. It wasn't him because he wasn't there.
no, I think it was Sean Kindig.
Sean, that's who it was.
Yeah,
What was his last name?
Kindig.
Yeah, that's who. That's who it was. Okay, now I remember. I could. Oh yeah, Matt was there too. Matt said he was part of that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Those
it
were
was.
the
That
days.
was that. Because I remember the way you took off and you threw your jacket on the ground. Well, no, all of you
Yeah.
did that, did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
The
fun. That was
bloopers
awesome.
there. There was plenty of bloopers on that video.
Dang, this thing is hurting my ear.
Yeah.
Sorry, I gotta take my headphones.
No, you're all right.
What was that last thing you just said?
I said the bloopers on that video.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there was who I'm trying to remember who was with me in that. Who filmed
It,
in the tree? Was that Matt and
Noah
somebody
Sean.
else? Noah
It was
Shine.
Noah Sean. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right, because he got that upper view. I thought,
Mm-hmm.
or no, Matt was on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, Matt said he was in the tree. I thought it was Noah. Now that you said that.
I
Maybe it
know
was both of
Noah.
them.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was both. Oh, Matt said it was him. So we'll go with that because I know Matt was up there because I thought I saw both of them in that tree because I was
Yeah.
on the ground getting the ground shots and then trying to remember and then there was yeah because there was only two or three cameras at the time. Uh, but yeah, that was fun. That was awesome. Even that little thing like that was like a good start.
Oh yeah. I feel like that's set. I feel like just doing those short skits and things like that is kind of what's setting me up for the career I'm gonna
Oh
have.
yeah.
Just being it, knowing I can be silly and get it going when I was young to
Hmm.
the point of going now. I feel like that's where it's set me up for,
Oh yeah.
for great.
Yep. Actually, Matt just said, "Nope, I got in the tree and filmed the scene when they ran at each other." Yeah, I remember that actually. Now that he said that, I couldn't
Oh yeah.
remember who it was. I thought it was Noah, but now that I think about it, yeah, that was
Yeah.
definitely Matt. That was
Yeah.
Matt Herrera, everybody.
Well,
There, yeah,
vampires versus werewolves thing back when Twilight was big.
yeah. Oh, I gotta fix my hearing aid. Is going all weird. Sorry, it's hurting my ear. But yeah, that was fun. That was an awesome project. I mean, that's the type of stuff that got me into it more was because I remember we were sitting in the dining room at that house on Cemetery Road in Bangor. We have to say Bangor, Michigan on this so we can make them famous. But
Oh,
Bangor, Michigan, Cemetery Road. But yeah, we were when we finished it, we all got excited. It was
yeah.
cool. It was fun. But yeah, so what time is it? Yeah, so we're a little bit past the time, but it's all good. But yeah, so just to end the night, I want to thank Quinten for being on the show tonight. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, but it's all good. That happens. It's electronics.
Man.
it's
Oh, no,
it's
I
made to fail.
appreciate.
Just kidding.
Oh yeah. No, I
But
appreciate you for having me, man. I
yeah,
appreciate it.
same here, man. I appreciate you being on. It's one of those situations where it's like I wanted you to get your name out there because you said
Yeah.
or the things that's been going on with you and just to put it out there on video too. So,
Oh yeah.
but yeah. All right, so we'd like to end it and thank everybody for joining. Thank anybody who watched. Check out Quinten. Keep an eye out for him. He's going to be the next big one. Oh, that didn't sound right. Big star is what I meant to say. Anyway, so yeah, so he's going to be the next star. So keep an eye out for him. He was on the scene, Tulsa King. That's that's a good start for sure. Well, part of your start. So yeah, keep it going, man. I'm proud of you. I'm glad you stuck to it, and yeah, just let us know when you're back in Michigan. We'll hook up and just hang out, chill. Whenever you get a chance, we can do those pictures. Um, they'll be on me, so don't worry about that. And
I
then
appreciate it.
yeah, for sure, man. But yeah, everybody thank Quint or say goodnight to Quentin, and we'll talk to you soon, man. You have a good night.
It was well, brother. Appreciate it.
Yep. Talk to you later. Have a good one.
All right.
Yeah, bye.